everyone, good day. I'm filming this one on a little cloudy morning here in Central Glad. And as you can see, I have chosen these plants as my background. I'm not a plantita, but I have a plant mama who loves to plant even before pandemic. And before I forget that this isn't a vlog about myself, let me go straight to the heart of the matter, and that is my report. My topic is all about atypical language development. And if that's not familiar to you just yet, don't worry because I got you. Wow, I hope I can explain that very well in the PowerPoint presentation that follows this one. Hi there, everyone. This is Jennifer B. Rabaka that you can hear in the recorded audio of this PowerPoint presentation. And like what I said, the topic that I'm going to discuss is about atypical language development. Before we delve into my topic, let me read to you first the lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, the MAELT student should be able to first, define atypical language development. Second, value the importance of language development to a child and discuss atypical language development in their own words. Good luck, students! Now, for us to grasp what this atypical language development is, let me define first the word atypical. Atypical is an adjective meaning not typical, irregular, or unusual. Upon learning this word, we can immediately say that atypical language development is the unusual way of learning or developing the language. And when we say atypical language development, research says that it can be a secondary characteristic of other physical and developmental problems that may first manifest as language problems. This is why it's just vital for parents and teachers to be aware of this condition since it can be attributed to other more serious physical problems of a child. In this presentation, I have also included the definition of speech and language for us to differentiate the two terms. Let me begin first with speech. When we say speech, it is the verbal production of language, whereas language is the conceptual processing of communication. Language also includes receptive language, that is our ability to understand. And we also have expressive language, that is our ability to convey information, convey our feelings, our thoughts, and also our ideas. Now, going back to atypical language development. Child development exists on a continuum. The development of most children falls somewhere in the middle of that continuum. A child is described as developing atypically when one of two situations arises. First, a child reaches developmental milestones earlier than other children his or her age. And the other situation is a child reaches developmental milestones later than other children his or her age. So meaning, atypical language development does not necessarily mean that a child is not developing or learning the language. It means that this child is learning earlier or later than the usual or normal way of learning and developing the language. Child may also have a lot of words in his vocabulary, but may still struggle with articulation, or that's the way the child pronounces words, or pragmatics, which talks about language use. Now, I have also included the developmental milestones for speech and language in children for us to know if a child is too early or too late in developing the language. Now, when a child is developing the language normally, at the age of 6 months, a child can turn to rattling sound and can turn to voice. And in expressive language, a 6-month-old can already laugh and vocalize or coo. During 9 months, a child can still turn to rattling sound and can turn to voice, and a 9-month-old can babble single syllables, says mama or dada, and waves bye bye. Now, typically, a 12-month-old child in the receptive language can follow one-step command and can babble and already imitate vocalizations and sounds, can say one word and can wave bye-bye. And a 15-month-old still can follow one-step command and can express himself or herself by saying one word or at least 3 words and waves bye-bye. Now, you are sure that a child is developing the language in a normal way or in a typical way when the child is 2 years old and can point to two pictures and can follow two-step command. And also, with expressing the language, this 2-year-old child can combine words and names one picture. When the child is 2.5 years old, this child could point to 6 body parts, knows 2 actions, can name one picture, and speech half understandable. When the child is already 3 years old, normally that child could already point to two pictures, follow two-step command, and point to 6 body parts, and also with expressing himself or herself, can know 2 adjectives, can name 4 pictures, name one color, and speech all understandable. Now, there you have it. You've reached the end of the lesson. Congratulations! I hope you have understood the topic. And if you do have questions, just feel free to write that down in the comment section below. God bless everyone!